Hi, all. This is Jennifer with Planting Science. If you are looking to use our Tremendous Benefits of Trees investigation theme, this tutorial, it'll be very brief, but it might be useful to you if you're trying to figure out a quick and easy way to map your study area. So what I've done here is I've created a smaller slideshow that's just this title slide and this slide that is similar to the one that we provided in lesson 2 as a place for you to show the map of the study area so students know which numbers sort of correspond with which tree in the field. So in order to do this, the easiest way that I know, I will go to Google Maps. So you can also do this in Google Earth. It really just depends on whether you are comfortable using Google Earth or not. But as an example, I'm going to use Benton Park here because I used to teach at a school that was located very close to there. So when I was teaching, I used this park a lot. But obviously, you can do this with any area that you and your students might be exploring. So it can be your schoolyard, it could be the streets along streets near you, whatever makes sense to you. But I'm going to zoom in here for the sake of argument. We're going to pretend that my students are going to be studying kind of this area to make my life easier, so I don't have to actually go to the park today and make a map in my head or make sketch one out. I'm going to switch this to the satellite view because then I can actually see the actual trees. So I'm going to zoom in a little further. Now this is a big park. I wouldn't have my students doing the whole park. We would probably select a loop like this one here. So what you want to do is just zoom in on your area so that you can see the trees fairly well. You can get the whole area in the screen. But that you can also take a screenshot that makes it easy. Now, one thing that is available in Google Maps right now, I'm on Chrome, but you can also turn the labels off. In this case, it's not a big deal because there's aren't that many labels in the park. But if you're doing a pretty urban area where there's lots of labels, that can make the whole image look a lot less distracting. So just keep that in mind. And then you want to get it positioned kind of in the middle, and you just want to take a screen grab of it. If you're on a Windows laptop or a Windows operating system, you might need to use Alt Print Screen to do this. I'm on a Mac, so I just have a keystroke that I can type in. It's Control Shift 4, and it gives me this plus that lets me just kind of sketch out a square of the image that I want. Okay, so now that's going to save it as a screenshot. Again, depending on your operating system, it may put it in your pictures folder, it may put it on your desktop, it may prompt you to save it somewhere. You just want to remember where that's going to end up. In my case, it's going to drop it on the desktop because that's how I've set that up. So we're going to come here to my slideshow again, and I'm going to click on this little image, and I'm going to upload from computer. I'm going to find that image. Let's see, that'd be this one here. There it is. Okay, now it may not fit entirely in screen, so you can, adjust the size of this to make it, sorry, you can crop it to make it closer to what you need. In my case, I'm just going to kind of move this down a little bit to get more of the actual square in there. Okay, so that's going to help a little bit. It really just depends on the size of your area that you're working with. Obviously, you can move this up and down like any other object in the slide. But then you're going to want to put your numbers on, right? So I can see my trees here, but I need to number them. So I'm going to assume that we're going to start kind of at this field house and go around this way. So I'm going to go to the shapes, and I'm going to select, in my case, I'm going to select circle. Obviously, pick whichever shape makes your heart happy. If you hold down shift while you're drawing the diagonal line, it'll hold it to whatever sort of regular shape you're going for. So in this case, it'll make a circle rather than an oval. And the nice thing about Google Slides is that all of these shapes are automatically text boxes as well. So I can type a number in there. One thing I will say though is that if you're using Corbel as your default font, the numbers in Corbel have like a weird space above them. So I prefer to change it to something a little more regular, like Arial or Avenir, maybe. It just makes it look a little more centered and nice. So I'm going to go with Arial since that's a pretty common font. One other trick that I do a lot with these is this has a lot of white space around it and it's pretty big. So if I want to make it smaller, that's fine. But I'm going to hold down shift as I change the size to keep it a circle. But once I get down to a certain size, it's going to start shoving that one off to the side because the text box function of this shape is already has some padding pre-applied. So I'm going to hit right click on that, and I'm going to go to format options, and I'm going to go to text fitting. And down here under padding, I'm just going to hit the down arrow to remove that padding on all four sides, which will hopefully leave me with a nicely centered one there. Okay, once that's set up, I'm going to go ahead and put that on this tree right here. Come here. Okay, then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to hit Control C to copy it. I'm going to hit Control V to paste it. And I'm going to go, let's see, to this one. And then I'm just going to click in there so that I can change that number to 2. Do it again, Control C, Control V. Whoop. Make sure you got it collected the right way. Come down here, make that number 3, and so on. Okay, so then I would continue to do that all around. I might, number this way just so that there's like a path that they would follow as they're looking at it. But then when you go to collect your samples, you want to make sure that you number your samples the same way you've numbered them on the map so that the kids know which tree, the sample came from. So it's that simple. And then, you're done. And once you have it, you can just keep it and use it again and again whenever students need to reference where their tree is located, which can be really handy depending on what their inquiry question is later. So if you have any questions about this, or you're trying to do it and it's giving you a hard time, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're happy to provide whatever guidance we can. But regardless, good luck, and thank you for using Planting Science with your kids. Have a great day.